Welcome to Creative Sessions with Artsy Kids. So today we are going to be doing a giraffe painting. You will be learning a little bit of blending and also what graphic art is and how to paint into graphic shapes. Alright, so let's start with our materials. You will need paint, acrylic paint. So here we have our primary colors, red, yellow, and blue, and then black and white to lighten and darken our colors. Out of these 5 colors, you can pretty much make any color, and I will show you how. Okay, you will also need a paint palette. You will need a cup with water, 2 brushes. We can start setting up here. A napkin to clean our brushes, and of course your canvas. Okay, so first thing we need to do is paint our background. Usually you want to start with the furthest thing back, and the only time you don't is if the thing that you're painting in front is lighter than your background and you're not using white. So for example, if I was using yellow with no white in it, I would not start with my background, but that's a little complicated. So all you need to know is that you usually want to start with whatever is all the way in the back. Okay, so again, be creative, be unique. If you want to make your background a different color, that's fine. I'm going to make it mine pink, like the one on here. So the first thing we will do is set our colors. You want to put a little bit of red, some yellow, some blue. You really don't need a lot. It's better not to pour a lot because then you don't want to waste your paint. And black. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. So everything that you see here we sell on our website. So if you need materials, go ahead to our website, artsykids.com. It's in the description. And we sell art kits, well, painting kits right now that include all of these materials, as well as a really cool Artsy Kids apron so you don't get your clothes dirty. Alright, so I have my colors here. Alright, so I'm going to take my thicker brush now, and I just want to dip it in my water to get it all nice and ready. Wipe it on the side of your cup to make sure it's not too wet, and then also on your napkin. Okay. So I actually, for this one, blended just a little bit. I mixed a little bit of white with red, and then I'll show you how to get the lighter pink. That's the only color we need to mix on here though. Just gonna put it on my palette here, grab a little bit of white and mix it up here. Also, when you're done with your palettes, don't forget to clean them, because once the paint dries, it's gonna be a little bit hard to get it out. So when you're done painting, you want to make sure you clean your palette out. Okay, so I'm gonna start off at the bottom here. You want to go all the way across, back and forth, all the way across. And I'm just going to go higher. I'm going to stop with this color about right here. And then, so instead of mixing a bunch of pinks, so I can get a gradient is when one color slowly turns into another color. instead of making a bunch of pinks, I'm just gonna grab my white without cleaning my brush and start to paint it in. And you see now, it's giving me already just, naturally it's giving me a different type of pink because it's one, mixing with the color from my brush and also mixing with this color here that I already had, and you just wanna go back and forth and up and down. See? And then it just gets lighter and lighter because I'm losing pink off of my brush. More white. So if you're doing this in a different color, that's fine. You just want to do the same technique. So whatever color you started with, you just add white. There we go. And that's a nice smooth gradient. Okay, so now I want to clean my brush. We actually want to let this dry just a little bit. And we're using acrylic paint, so it dries pretty quickly. So maybe like 5 minutes, we can let it dry. For now, let's just mix up our next color. So the next thing we want to do is this color here. And you know, you could draw your giraffe first. I like to paint it all and use my little brush to just sketch it out. And I'll show you, you can also erase with this, which is really cool. Okay, so we'll mix our colors and then we'll do our sketch and we'll let it dry just a little bit and then we'll fill it in. So, I want to make a peach color. Peach is going to be yellow, red, and white. So I'm going to need a little bit more white here. You guys hear the fire trucks in the back? Okay, so I'm gonna take some white and yellow. And I'm going to make a peach. So I want my peach to be a little bit more on the red side and a little bit lighter because I really want it to show on my pink. I think that's pretty good. I'm going to dip this in the water to get it ready. So we're gonna sketch out our giraffe really quick. So you're gonna take, I like to use what's on my brush here so I don't waste it sometimes, and then sometimes I'll go in here too. Okay, so let's start with our giraffe's neck. Our giraffe's neck is gonna end about halfway on our canvas, so that's where we want to start. So this is the right side, or maybe it's the left side on camera, I'm not sure. But this is one of the sides. There, and there. Hope you guys can see that. Right now it doesn't have to be perfect because we're just sketching it out. And also giraffes' necks aren't perfectly straight either, right? Okay, so now I'm going to start to draw the face. Now the lines on the face are a little tricky because they're kind of wavy. So I'll show you the example again. You see how they wave and then they come and they dip for the chin here. And then dip, dip. So everything in painting and drawing and art is just lines and shapes. So right now we're working with lines. these we're gonna be doing shapes. These are gonna be lines and shape. So we're just gonna focus on lines, okay? So instead of looking at the painting as one whole thing, which can be very intimidating, we're gonna look at it as small lines and take it in small parts. First thing we'll do is we're going to figure out where the top of the head is. So we gotta make room for these little hoofs here. And the thing is that even if you mess up, you can fix it right now. So I'll show you how, just in case you mess up. So if you clean your brush, this thicker one, and you just go right over it like this, see? Gone, erased. So if you make any mistakes, which really there are no mistakes in art, you know, everybody says that, everything is fixable. You can fix anything. Okay, so here I'm gonna go like this and dip and dip and come in. And you see how I went over that? I'm just gonna erase that later. Well, actually we're gonna fill it in, so it's fine. And the thing with the face, see, I can keep fixing it, is the face needs to be symmetrical. Symmetrical is when two things are the same, well, when one thing is the same on both sides, like a butterfly. So that means that this side here has to do the same thing on the other side. So here, we're going to dip. So you can keep fixing it if you want, but I think maybe I'll fix this side. Maybe this cheek needs to go out a little bit more. That might be good. Okay, and now we're going to do the ears. The ears are all on the side here. That's one, and that's two. Again, you can use a pencil if you want, but just remember it's a little bit harder to erase on canvas with a pencil. So that's why I like to use the brush, and then if I mess up, I'll use that other brush to erase. You just have to erase while it's still wet. So then we have the little hoofs here, which I didn't leave a lot of room for them, but it's fine. Remember that it's really hard to make the exact same painting twice, so that's why you really can't compare. You really can't compare your art to anybody else, even to yourself. I made this other painting here, and it's not gonna look exactly like it. So, okay. Now, let's see if our background is dry enough. I think actually it might be. Okay, so you can test it out by just painting in. Yeah, see, it's dry. Maybe up here it might not be, because it starts to blend with our background, so that I have to wait a little bit, just a tiny bit longer. For now, I can color this in. And if you want it to be super bright, you can do 2 layers. So you do this and then let it dry for a little bit, and then go over it one more time if you wanted to. Okay. Also, you want to make sure that you make a lot of your color that you want to fill in with, because it's really hard to make the same color twice. So these shapes, this giraffe is kind of like a graphic giraffe, and what that means is that there's no blending in it. It's just a solid color. Okay, so I think my face is also dry enough. Try not to lose all of your shape. See, I'm losing a little bit of mine. You have to be really careful with this. And especially your chin. You might lose your chin a little bit. And see how I'm stroking with the brush? If I go like this, I'm losing all of the chin. But if I just go like this and shape it out, then I don't lose the chin. Uh-oh. Now I gotta make this one thicker because I made that one thicker. That's fine. So we're just gonna be going off of the canvas there. Okay, great. I think I'm happy with that. Then maybe here I'll do another layer. Okay. For now, since we really need to let this dry before we do all of the spots, because these spots are a very different color than the peach, right? So in order for them not to blend with our peach, we have to let this dry. So what can we do next? We can do our hearts. Another thing, you never want to do the black outlines before you're done. Black outlines always go last. If you do the black outlines now, it's going to blend in with our paint, with our green here that we're gonna put in later. So remember, outlines go last, always. Okay, so let's mix up. We'll clean this brush. We're gonna mix up that green color, or whatever color your spots are gonna be, mix that up, or your hearts. My hearts are gonna be green just like my spots. It's like an aqua type of color. So I'm gonna take some blue. This color is made with blue, yellow, that makes green, and then some white. And let's see how that turns out. I want it to be very bright. So maybe a little bit more yellow and some more white here. That's like a lime green. I want it to be more blue. So I'll add more blue. I think it still needs more blue. And now I just want it to be lighter. So more white. And that's how you can tell what it needs. Maybe a little bit more blue. That was a lot. It's okay. Let's see what we get. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, so now I'm just gonna put that there so you guys can see my green color. I'm going to take my little brush. Remember, this one is for lines and drawing. This one is for filling in and blending. Take this brush and I'm going to do a heart here because my background is dry. And actually, I can use this one to fill in too sometimes if the shapes are very tight. So yeah, I think this will work. Okay. Another heart here. Okay, and let's see, is this dry yet? Nope, that is still wet. So we really have to wait. We're gonna wait a little bit for that. So let's take a little break and we'll come back when it's dry. All right, so I think we're ready for our spots now. Waited about 5 minutes, let's see. So we want to take our little brush and we're just going to draw some shapes. Yeah, it's ready. Okay, and we're gonna actually use this one to fill them in because they're very tight spots. And then I'm just gonna put them all different places. Make the shapes however you want. They can be crazy shapes. Or they can just be ovals, whatever you want. And then remember, you can always go back and go over these to make them even more bright and solid. And we're gonna do a little bit here on the ear. And maybe right here. And on the cheek. On the other cheek. There we go. All right, so next we are going to let those dry a little bit. Maybe we'll go over them later, maybe not. But for now, we want to make our hard eyes. See, we have hard eyes. And then we'll do the black lines. So we're gonna take palette, and you know, you can do your hearts whatever color you want. I'm gonna make my hard eyes red. Make a big hard eye right there. And right here. And then we're just going to fill them in. Let me see. You could use this one, but I think I'm going to use my bigger brush this time. Look at the color of that water, it's so pretty. Want to make sure that we get all of our paint from our last color out of our brush. So make sure you're hitting the bottom of your cup all the way. Okay. Okay, so now we're gonna take some red. I think my brush might have been a little bit too wet. So I will definitely need to go over that. Okay. We'll fix that with the black outline. All right, so let's clean that brush, clean this brush, and start on some black outlines. Okay, so let's start first with the ones that are on the face. So you want to grab this brush and some black. And let's do the nose. See the nose? And then our mouth and this part here. So our nose is gonna be right around here, and it's gonna be like like a U on its side, a U laying down. See? Oops. There we go. And then inside we're gonna make some line. And the mouth is going to be a line that is a little squiggly. And then we're going to do here, we're gonna give it the rest of the mouth. Goes down. And then here. There. That's pretty good. Okay. So, oh, also here, we gotta make this part. There we go. Okay, it looks funny right now, but when we do the rest of the black outlines, it'll look a lot better. But first, I wanna just see if I can go over some of my green and that red. So, let me see if I can go over some of the green stuff. Make it a little bit more solid before I do the rest of my outline. Yeah, that's a lot better. There we go. See how solid that looks? Okay, maybe some in here. Okay, and maybe this one too. Okay, now our red. Just want to go over the red a little bit more. Okay, I think that's fine for now. Okay, now we are finally ready to do our black outline. So we're gonna outline everything. And a little trick is to put your pinky on the canvas. See how I'm putting my pinky on the canvas? To help hold your hand steady so you can make nice lines. Even though sometimes it doesn't work, because guess what? If I put my hand here, that's wet. So sometimes you can't do it, but usually that works. These black lines are very tricky. See how I made that one thick? Now I have to make this one a little bit thicker. There we go. Okay, we're even gonna outline our green dots. let's see, where do we start from here? Let's start with this part. Okay, and the ears. Okay, the other ear. And just one more thing, which is right here for the ear. All right, so now I'm just gonna fix it up a little bit. I want my lines to be a little bit sharper. Some of the paint was still a little wet, so it was kind of hard to do that. So what I can do is just go over it. Once it dries a little more, I can go over some of my lines to make them sharper. Like, see right here, I got some green in there. So now you just clean up your painting, add some details. You can add some more stuff to your background, or also just design your own background. Okay. All right, so I think we're pretty much done here. Besides cleaning up our painting, we have our giraffe. I'm just gonna thicken out this side. So remember, we sell our kits on our website. So if you need supplies, everything you need for this painting and all of our other paintings is in the kit. And you can also buy stuff individually. So if you only need paint, you can just buy paint. But yeah, remember, you are unique, you are creative, and you should be confident in everything that you do. Thanks for, oh wait guys, wait, I'm missing so much. Look at that. I'm missing all of these spots. What was I thinking? No wonder it was looking a little funny. Okay. All right, so yeah, now we're almost really done. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys. I hope that you like this video. Remember to subscribe and like this video. And now we are done. I could keep going forever and fixing things and doing all kinds of stuff to this painting, so I'm just gonna stop. But yeah, I hope you liked this video. I hope you learned some things. And again, if you need supplies, just go to our description. The links are there. See you guys next time.